YouTube, so I got the dreaded ignition pulse generator flashing 19 times. I guess these bikes are prone to go out. It really sucks. It started hitting me at 10,000 miles, right around there. The ignition pulse generator, ouch. It's a $650 fix, according to the old, I don't want to call them Stealership. They do a lot of good things. I'm going to say it's Stealership. But 650 bucks, because they basically have to not only dig all the way down like they're changing an air filter, but they also, according to the manual, have to pull out underneath the air filter and to get to the connector to the ignition pulse generator. Some people call it, I think, a crankshaft sensor, okay? But you get when you turn this baby on and she won't start. Now, mine's starting right now. But when you get that sucker cranking, you don't get it to start. You watch your engine light, and if it flashes at that one long, right there's your engine light. Of course, you know where that's at. It goes off now. It's acting good, but if it just it cranks but won't fire, good chance it's something to do with that ignition system. And there's 18 and 19. The other thing's like a camshaft position sensor. I believe it's down here somewhere, up underneath that left side under the valve cover, I think. But it's flashing 19, so you got a long, a long flash, and then 9 short flashes, so it's 19. And that's the pulse generator. So, some people are saying on the internet, on forums, there's a fast way to do this. Boy, I'd love to know what it is. Because if you got that secret sauce, I would love to buy some. Because, again, it's the top shelter removal, which, of course, takes off the seat, the luggage rack, the whole left side, right, left shelter, just like you're tearing this thing down to get to that air filter and beyond. And on top of that, you have to remove, what is this, the timing chain cover, crankshaft cover? I'm not a mechanic, but you got to remove this sucker right here, too. And behind that is the infamous pulse generator. I think it's at the bottom. Anyway, some people say the really tricky special sauce, secret sauce folks, mechanics, know how to, I guess, get underneath that shelter. And I'm imagining they're got to remove this, which is just a couple of rivets and couple of bolts, hex bolts, and this pulls off. So if I can remove, even if I have to take this cover off where the fog lights go or could go, if I had to remove that cover and then this, that would take me all of about probably 15-20 minutes to take all that off. And then if somehow you can get up behind that cover and see that red connector, because it is a red connector according to the manual. If you could see that red connector and get your hand on it, and I've heard that if you've got a non-ABS, thank God, one great thing about not having the ABS is it's got the link brake system, but non-ABS, that without having the ABS, that you're able to get up your hand up there some way, shape, or form and disconnect that. So I'm doing this for for forum people to let me know what special tool I need. Am I on the right path? Can I disconnect that chain cover or whatever and pull this and then this and non-ABS? Can I get up there and get to that connector? It looks like if you really look there, mean, there's some connections in there that I could get to. Boy, that would be nice, man, to replace that pulse generator unit, because what that does is, guys, you're on a trip, man, and it's just sporadic too. I mean, it usually doesn't happen right when you shut it off and turn it back on. It's when you shut it off, you can leave it for 15 minutes or 2 hours, 3 hours. I was up in the mountain one time and it started acting up on me. Thank God it fired up after about 2 or 3 tries. But one time I had it here in the garage and I tried to fire it up and it would not turn over, and it continuously wouldn't work. And I basically had to get it on a tow truck and have it towed up there. They replaced the battery because it drug my battery down and it fired right up. So it's definitely, I think, something to do with the heat. Once this thing gets heated up, it doesn't like it. That sensor's faulty in there. It's got some crud in there or something. I'd love to be able to pull that case off right there and it just be corroded and clean some corrosion off. I think I might try that first for a quick fix, see if I could just clean some stuff up there and maybe improve the connection of that unit. Yeah, that would be very, very nice if that could be the case too. Some people say they pay $40, bring the unit or to buy. That's all it costs. Is those pulse generators are cheap. They're $40. Buy one and start getting in there and get cleaning up. It's worth $40 to not have to replace a thing. But heck, if I'm digging down in there and if I can get up there quickly and easily, man, I'd love it. So if you know the trick, let me know what tools I need. If that's possible, man, I'd love it. So here is the connector right there. It says it's a red one. You can see by the picture, I can't tell where the heck this is on the bike. But my guess is, again, it's taking off the air filter housing unit. Air cleaner houser is what you're supposed to remove to get to that. So show you what that pulse generator looks like here in just a second. So yeah, it's official. It's a front crankcase cover. That has to come off, and then behind that cover, that's where you find this little ignition pulse generator. God, what a PIA. I mean, I was up in the mountains, man, and it almost stranded me, but it fired back up. But then when I left it, I was in the garage is when I got the taste of it last year. Right all the way through the winter here, not an issue, not one issue. So first 72 degree day, had the bike out, came back, parked it for an hour, went to crank it back up. Took me 3-4 times before it fired up on me. And I got that 19 flash, took it to the dealership. They too put it on their diagnostics, whatever. And they were able to get the same thing. They were calling it the ignition pulse generator. So there it is right there. So it's behind that case, but it's this wire that comes out of the back here and feeds up to the top. So gosh, I'm hoping there's a quick fix. If it is, and you know it, help me out. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye, YouTube.